Yo everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie and we are here taking a look at the new units. We have Shera, Shine, and Olive, which are all been a part of the units that have been released the other day with our update 2.0. So with the update, a lot of things came. They were actually very exciting. I kind of covered that already in short, kind of some of the little changes you can kind of see in game. There's actually a lot of other things too that I've kind of slowly uncovered as I've been playing, because who cares about patch notes, right? But anyways, today's video is going to be about looking at the units and just kind of looking at their abilities and kind of seeing if they have any particular fittings anywhere for you. So as you guys probably know, the way I normally do these approaches is that I am kind of looking from like a free-to-play perspective. I'm not going to sit there and be like, yeah, this is going to be one of the best characters in the game. What I'm saying is how easy are they going to be to get, and you know how beneficial they might be for you. Alright, so Shera. Shera goes starts at 3 base and goes up to 5-star. Crown Prince, physical damage, and is the support. That's how they're marketing him. His TM is called Successor. The Successor TM gives you increased hit points and attack by 15%, and will also give you 20% fire resistance. And this TM does stack, so as of right now I haven't heard that it doesn't, so we're just going to assume that it does stack, and this is as of February 24th, 2017. Cool. Alright. Base stats. Meh. Nothing worth it. He does get an increase here per level and how many limit burst crystals he gets. Nothing special. Stats here, nothing special. He doesn't get any additional resistances for himself. His weapon choices are very limited, which makes him very hard to get to be built. He's got a good selection of armor, but again, as far as making him do a damage, because they're saying here he's a physical damage. He's a physical damage, but he can't really use anything else. Though the sword he can use, he does get a boost by wearing swords. So at least there's that. So in the end, you're gonna be wearing swords with him anyways. At least he has that. Magic affinity here, he gets 4 slots when he becomes in there. No affinity, so he can only use abilities. Alright, here we go. Now, the Goodaroos. The Goodaroos. He starts off, from the looks of it, he starts off at level 1. He already knows Barrage, which is pretty good. To be completely honest, unless you're looking at the new content, like if you're struggling on content that's kind of old and you're still trying to beat it because you're a new player, then to be completely honest, Barrage is still an amazing ability. But if you're looking to try to beat some of the newer things, then Barrage it starts to kind of have diminishing returns in the sense where like it's not as good. For like new players, this is very good. If you got him and you needed a damage dealer that can go hit the ground running right away, like he's set up pretty good right off the bat. 3-star, he already has Barrage. If he's got some good weapons on there like swords, whatever, he's gonna be dealing some pretty good damage, because he's got 3.2 multiplier and he hits random targets. Hits 4 random targets. Right off the start, he also learns Entrust, which is good. He can be a limit burst battery for you. Maybe you have a character that has very good limit burst that you want to be using very often. You know, he can be picking those up for you and then throwing off his limit burst over to that character so that they can limit burst more often. Alright, at level 15, he learns Straighten. That's what it looks like, Straighten. Physical damage 1.8 to one enemy. It's not a bad multiplier. It's pretty much exactly what every other single target multiplier is on most characters, so that's not bad. He learns New Morgan, which is fire physical damage 1.5 to a single enemy, and he increases the fire resistance by 30% for 3 turns to the caster, which is him. So with his TM, he would be at 50% fire resistance already. He also picks up Blade Blitz. Blade Blitz is AoE attack. It's 1.5 multiplier. It's pretty good. If you don't have an AoE character to help you clear trash, then you know what? He's pretty good. He learns Cheer at 5-star, level 73, which I think is a very good ability, especially if you don't have another support unit that has Cheer, like attack and defense. When I started off playing, I literally leveled up when I was during the Halloween event. I leveled up the Halloween Fina. I believe it was Halloween Fina for Cheer. I got her up there just so she learned Cheer. When she learned Cheer, all my guys, like my damage dealers, were dealing 40% extra damage. It made some of the events where I was being out damaged by the monster that much easier to kill. I was just flying through them. Because first turn, you can use cheer, and all your units benefit from increased defense and increased attack. You can live longer and you can do more damage. So if you don't have a unit that has something like cheer, this is your chance to get him, and it'll be definitely functioning for you if you don't have it. Right? The only thing about him is he doesn't have any breaks, which is meh. When he gets to 5-star, level 80, he also learns Siege Zoldad. Fire physical damage, 1.9 multiplier to all enemies, and he will increase fire resistance to all of your whole party by 40% for 3 turns. So if you look at Blade Blitz is 14 MP, and this is 20. You get a 0.3 more out of it. Sorry, 0.5 more. What am I saying? 0.5 more out of it. Right, so you're gonna deal more damage with this move for 6 more MP. Wow, I'm terrible today. For 6 more MP, you're gonna be dealing more damage plus getting fire resistance buff for your whole allies. So when you're early on, Blade Blitz might be a thing, but later on you might want to just do this. Unless the target is immune to fire damage or has fire resistance, then that's that. All right, cool. So then these are his passive abilities that he learns. He learns Demon Killer at level 38, 50% increased damage against demons. He gets 10% attack. Then at level 60, he learns what I was telling you about before, where if he's got a sword equipped, he will actually increase attack by 30%. So as long as he's got the sword equipped. Then later on, he gets defense by 10% and spirit by 10%. The buffs are okay. They're nothing special. I wouldn't sit there and be like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. All right. His limit burst is called Kaiser Zeal. We'll just look at the last one here. Fire physical damage at a multiplier of 3.65, and it has a chance to paralyze the target by 59%. Base is 40%, which is still pretty good. So he's pretty much going to be paralyzing the target he attacks almost every time, which is pretty good. Awakening material. I really like his 5-star here. Like his, what do you call his little... Oops, does it get bigger? So, I do actually like his 5-star little 8-bit character there. It actually looks really cool. I think his progression... I have to take a drink of coffee. My throat was drying out. As you can see, his character model progressively gets a little bit cooler. But yeah, the 5-star definitely looks really nice. So we're going to zoom out back to 110%. That's it. So... overall, for Shera, if you do not have a unit that can buff your party, then yeah, here's a unit you can bring along. If you need fire resistance as well, and you have it at 5-star, here's another unit you can bring along to give you that boost in fire resistance. I do believe his fire resistance does stack with Bar Firera, like the bar spells that are casted. So if you brought him plus like a bar spell unit, then you can get a pretty big fire buff from having him. But again, for a new player, this character could be very appealing, especially if you don't have a cheer unit, then he'll definitely be appealing for you. Plus he gets the AoE abilities to clear. His TM is pretty good, it can stack, so, you know, overall, I would give this unit for like a newbie, you know, give it a shot, especially if you're missing a slot that he could fill in, okay? So, as far as pro players or people that are going higher up, kind of like in my situation, like he doesn't really hold anything for me. I will always keep at least one of them because I do I do like his ability that he gets increased fire resistance. So as of right now, we don't have anybody that's, you know, we really need it, but later on, you never know, you might get a boss that's gonna be just all fire damage. So you want to make sure that you get your fire resistance up. He won't be your damage dealer, you're gonna be bringing him literally to buff your party. Alright, thanks for the stay, Shera. See you next time. Alright, next is baby girl Shine. Shine is a spy, and her character model looks pretty cool. Like, I would say, you know, like, you can't really see much of her, but like, I like her sword. She's wearing some sort of mask. She's a spy. Cool. Her TM is one of the ones that are absolutely amazing. So, her TM is called Quick Assault. Okay, it increases your attack by 30%, and gives you a chance to negate physical damage by 10%, okay? So it's like an evade kind of style thing, a chance to evade the attack. Her TM, as of right now, again, as of the same date, it does stack you can put this on somebody like Noctis, who already has an, you know, in his kit already has evasion. So this will end up boosting him by 40% additional to whatever he is currently wearing. On top of that, it'll give him 30, 60, 90, and then I would probably put something else in there too if you really want to do. But if not, then you can do 120 or whatever the hell you want to do. But essentially, you're pretty much getting this crazy boost from this insane TM, right? Come on, think about it. 120 percent increased attack if you put 4 of them, right? So, which is, I think, is pretty good. So that's not bad. So let's look at all her other stuff. So, but again, always think about it. Anytime you have something like this, like, we can put a bunch of attack onto it. So if you have like I said, 30, 60, 90, and then in the last slot you can put something more important. Like if you don't have dual wield, you don't want to put on there. Be like, well, I'll get a 30% increase in damage, but dual wield is actually still the powerhouse here, and global, it's still meta. So you want to make sure that you don't overpower yourself and make sure that you spread it out. All right, cool. So we are looking at their base stats here. The base stats look okay. Yeah, healthy amount of hit points. MP's okay. Damage, physical damage is it's all right. She also gets 4 crystals per hit. It's fine. No additional resistances. Again, this is where these characters become a little bit questionable. Is there selection of gear? I get it. She's a spy. She can use dagger, swords, like arrow. What do you call it? Bows, whips, and like throwing weapons. It just, her usefulness dissipates when you have limitations in gear, right? This is why most people, including myself, would say that Furion is such a good choice for not just new players but all players, is because of his abilities that he can use a variety of gear. And on top of that, he also gets these inherited buffs for wearing different styles of gear, right? So limitations are tough here, and her armor is also very limiting. As she gets the 6th star, she gets an affinity for level 4 magic, which is pretty good. Alright, abilities, smoke, she can escape battle. Sometimes useful if you want to, you know, if you have like an event where you're just trying to get to the boss or something, and it's pointless to fight the monsters, so escape works. She also learns hide, disappears for 3 to 5 turns. So this ability right now is going to be very interesting, and you guys might not understand what I'm trying to explain here. But I don't know if you guys know, but poison, the way the spell poison works is it's a infliction of percent of life. So if somebody has like 100 life and you poison them, it's only going to do like a few damage. However, if somebody has hundreds of thousands of life, right? Like let's say they had 1 million, it's going to tick for like 100 or 200,000 because it's a percentage base, and I think it's 20% the way poison works. So in the Japanese version, there was an event called King's Glaive event, which was the one from the King's Glaive movie with Nyx and them, and there was a boss called Cerberus. So Cerberus there has, or Cerberus, sorry, has, he's immune to pretty much everything except poison. What you do is you poison him. One of the strategies was you poison him, and then you try and just stay alive. So just keep him poisoned and just stay alive, and he'll literally kill himself by the ticks of the poison. So you can actually give her, because she can use daggers, you can give her Ling's dagger to poison her, to poison in an attack, and then hide, and then go like that and hide. Actually, Shadow has something similar to this when he can just disappear. So if you combine like a bunch of shadows or a bunch of shines and go in there and just poison them, you're going to kill this very hard boss, literally with like two or three targets, which is pretty cool. Anyways, she learns Analyze, she learns Nor Attack, Dark Physical Damage 2 times, Inflicts Blind 30%. It's not that bad of a multiplier for a single target. It's not that bad, and it gives you a chance to blind your target, which is pretty good. She also learns an ability called Assassinate, which is a chance to instantly KO somebody by 50%. She learns Dusk Edge, Dark Physical Damage 2 times multiplier, and ignores defense by 25%. So this is technically her big hitter that I would say. Because it does ignore, defense. So she can probably hit pretty hard with this move. Learns Mirage, which is the same thing you get from Mirage Vest. She gets, you can take 2 physical hits and it'll last for 3 turns. She also gets Surprise Attack, which is like the break, decreases defense by 40% for 3 turns to 1 enemy, and decreases the resistance for 40%. Dark resistance for 40% for 3 turns to 1 enemy. So 40% dark in defense, which is pretty good. Especially if you have a monster that is already weak to darkness. Hitting him with one of these is going to be very crippling for them, and then hitting it with some dark magic it's gonna kill it. She learns double corruption, which inflicts 2 random status ailments, 30% for others, or 30%, but petrify is 100% to one enemy. So she will petrify somebody if she can, 100%, and then she will land something else randomly on them for 30%. That's what this looks like, which is pretty crazy. Then we have her last ability that she learns at 6-star level 100. It's called Into the Darkness, where she will hit the target one person. She will do dark physical damage, so hybrid? Dark physical damage, 2.8% modifier with a 100% chance critical to one enemy. So these two abilities actually are going to be very interesting. I think this one might hit a little bit harder because it ignores defense. Maybe. But Into the Darkness is definitely a beast of a hit. Especially if she's got dual wield, she'll do this twice. That's pretty crazy. So I'm actually going to probably level up Shine to 6-star 100 eventually, because I do like her character model and I do like this double corruption. So we'll have to see how that goes. Anyways, her traits that she gets, her little passives, she gets 20% to spirit, hit points 10%, MP 10%, defense 20%. At 6-star she learns Dark Resident, Dark Resident, where she has a chance to negate physical damage by 10% and decreases the chance of being targeted by 50%, which is pretty good. And then she also gets another boost for 20% attack when she's almost level 100, so 90 or 76, which is good. Her limit burst is called Research. She does physical damage, and again we'll just look at the maximum one here. Physical damage of a 3.9 multiplier, which is not that bad for a limit burst, and she will blind all enemies by 74%, which means technically every time she uses it, you're probably gonna have everybody blinded, which is pretty good. Her ability to level her up, whatever, those things are always the same. And then her character model, we're gonna zoom in. Whoa, 300%. So there we have it. Her first model is so-so. Second one again, sword starts to glow, and then the last model here, she starts to look a bit more badass. It actually becomes pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. She seems like a pretty good unit. Okay, let's zoom out here. All right. Yeah. Anyways, okay. I think that pretty much covers Shine. Yeah. Okay, cool. So see you later, Shine, in another day in another world. Alrighty then. So the big kahuna. The Big Fish Olive. So this is the 5-star unit base that is on the new banner. She is a global exclusive unit, so there's no information on this anywhere else other than the global websites, which is pretty cool. The job is Cannoneer. She's marketed as a physical damage dealer and support. She's got her TM here, which is a cannon. It is a gun that does 120 damage. It's got an element of lightning, and it's got an effect of double hand. So the double hand effect on here is that as long as she's dual wielding, or not dual wielding, sorry, only having the cannon as a single weapon she's got there, she will do an increase of 50% attack. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that because we haven't heard anything about it, this double hand, well, because it's on a weapon, is going to stack with the double hand from the actual TM that is Bart's TM. So you can actually get 100% increased attack by having at least one double hand. So as far as I know so far, double hand does not stack. But if you get double hand from like a different item or like an ability that the unit has, the double head TM will still stack on top of that, which is pretty good. So overall, because of those two things, it gives her potential to have 100% increased damage, her weapon and the double hand, and then whatever other things you can put on there, like if you put 30, you're gonna get another 60, so you can get literally 160% increased damage off of her. Because dual wield is not gonna be effective for her, but it actually, I don't know, dual wield right now is so meta, and honestly, you might end up, if you ended up getting 2 olives, and you got 2 of the cannons, and you were dual wielding those cannons, you actually might end, I've almost guaranteed, you're probably going to be doing way more damage than the 100% bonus you'll get from having one on and a, what do you call it, double hand bonus, because of the way the structure is designed right now. I have a strong feeling that that actually is still a possibility. So even though that she is, they're trying to push double hand as a meta into the global version, unless double hand starts stacking, it is not going to be the same thing. So anyways, I'm hoping we get to see some whales who already got her and got her TM unlocked right away to see if they have 2 and see what they can do with them. Alright, base stats are very healthy. Our hit points is pretty good, damage is pretty good, defense is okay, magic meh, spirit meh, but she generates a hell of a lot of limit burst crystals on her attack, which is good. Growth pattern for her stats is not that bad. She's got no additional status ailments. Again, she's a little bit gimped here with her capabilities, what she can use. She can either use the gun that she's wearing or whatever other guns we got right now that are good, which are none. You got like Mosquito's rifle if you have that unlocked. You have the candy gun, which is like the next tier down, and it gets worse and worse as you go down. So as far as the weapons go, in global right now, we literally only have like a handful of guns that are even usable other than her TM herself. Later on in the Japanese version, you're gonna end up getting a lot of additional guns, which will make her more usable. There's a bunch of other guns in JP that are like 100 something damage each, so it's good. She also gets to use maces, or hammers as they call them. Again, not many useful items there. Her gear, you got cloth or hat, cloth, and then mail, light armor, and then accessory. That's it. So her gear selection is the thing that's holding her back right now, I think. Again, all of this can be manipulated with TMs, but every time you use a TM that manipulates an armor or weapon slot, that's a TM that you're going to be taken away from giving her like an additional 30% attack or something. Anyways, abilities. She starts off with an ability to throw things. She learns an ability called Flash Grenade, which is a light physical damage to all enemies. It does 1.4% modifier, and it inflicts blind to everybody by 50%. Man, I'm thinking about this ability for PvP. You start PvP, and if let's say it's a melee heavy group, you do this, and you're pretty much gonna have everybody blinded. Plus, you're gonna damage them, and it is light based, which is pretty cool. She learns Shattering Shot as well, which is a physical damage 1-point multiplier, which will decrease defense by 50% for 3 turns to one enemy and decrease their light resistance by 50% to one enemy. This is actually a pretty strong defense break. It's not that bad to have on a damage dealer, especially if the unit is already weak to light. Getting another 50% reduction in light is gonna make Excalibur or Holy Lance or any abilities like Flash Grenade do even more damage, which is cool. Alright, we got Grape Shot, 1.5 multiplier in physical, and will ignore defense to all enemies. That is sexy. She does an AoE ignore defense to all damage move. This is a very nice AoE move. It's also not very expensive in MP as well. She's got Napalm Grenade, which is the same thing like a Flash Grenade. She does damage to everybody, and she will decrease their fire resistance by 50%. Instead of blinding them, which is not that bad. So actually, it's more like shattering. Yeah, it's more like scattering shot or shattering shot. So shattering shot and napalm grenade seem to be the same, except yeah, it's these two are mixed into this. Yeah, because you got the multiplier 1.4, and you get 5 turns and then blinds everybody. Yep. Maiming Shot, physical damage 1.8 multiplier to one enemy, inflicting silence and paralyzed by 30% to that enemy. So that's not that bad. Heated Rounds. Increased attack by 50% for 5 turns. The caster adds fire element to physical attacks for 5 turns. So this is what they were talking about, making her be able to turn on her damage to be fire. So she also gets a buff by 50%. So her DPS gets boosted up by 50% for 5 turns, and she will also turn her physical attacks to fire element attacks for 5 turns as well. That's not that bad. She gets a self buff that does 50% increased damage and also fire. So if the monster is weak to fire, boom, you pop this up. Next turn, you're dealing a whole whack of damage. True Shot. Wow. So True Shot is a 2.4 multiplier with 50% defense decrease to one enemy. Oh, that's pretty good. See, this is where the thing where people are going to start wondering, like, should I dual wield or should I not? I don't know. I don't really know what to say. With a move like this, 2.4 multiplier, where she's ignoring defense by 50%, it almost seems like going dual wield is a better idea. Because you're gonna hit twice, and you're gonna do a hell of a lot of damage. But anyways, So that's kind of how it is. She's got true shots. So let's look at her traits. These are the things that are going to separate her from the stuff. These moves here, they're whatever. These are the separation moves. So we got Untitled Spirit. Increases resistance to paralyze and confuse by 100%. That's fantastic for a physical damage dealer. Increase limit bird gauge fill rate by 200%. That is awesome. Destructionist. Very good. Attack by 30% up, so her attack goes even more. Heavy arms proficiency. Now here is the thing where everything gets all jumbled up. The gun itself already has 50%. Then you put dual wield, that's another 50, or not dual wield, sorry, a double hand, that's another 50%. Then she gets an ability, a trait, which she'll get another 75%. So now she's doing 175% increased damage just by having her gun, double hand, one materia slot in the TM, and then being level 80 as a 5-star. So you can see her damage is probably going to jump dramatically right now. She's only attacking once, so till we see some spreadsheets and see exactly how it is, it really is favoring her holding one big weapon. And as of right now, since there's no other good weapons, unless you have her TM, having her do double hand it might be pointless. Then she's got Demolition Specialist, increases attack by 50% when equipped with a gun, increases physical damage against machines. So she gets another 50% boost with a gun, which adds to that. So you're looking at what, 225%, 225% if you have all of these, plus the things we talked about before. So 225% increased damage. So there's a lot of potential, but we'll have to see again. She gets auto refresh. She gets a battle harden, which increases her hit points and spirit by 20%. And this is the ability that's interesting to everyone. Use Mortar Beacon on the 3rd turn of battle. So this one here, the Mortar Beacon, when you start the fight, when you get into the fight, she will do this move right away. It's physical damage 5 times multiplier to all enemies. Very cool. You start the fight, she starts the fight, she shoots it off, boom, done. However, they also have it here when she's level 88 as a 6-star. Every 3rd turn, she will use Mortar Beacon automatically anyways. So again, I don't know if this eats up her turn or she uses it and you can use another turn. Again, there needs to be more testing, more people who have Olive, and more whales out there who are actually already maxed out on her. This move is very interesting. Like 5 times to all damage, like 5 times multiplied to all enemies is huge, massive. This could be devastating. This could be one of the reasons you really want her to have her on. How this affects PvP will be very interesting to see. I don't know, but who knows? Very, very cool. Has capabilities of doing a lot of damage. Her items are limiting her to guns and stuff like that, but it is a limitation. However, her proficiencies that she does get here are favoring guns, so I mean it's not that bad. You're gonna want to wear a gun with her anyways because of the proficiency, as well as she's definitely leaning forward to being a very strong double hand user. The only problem here in global is that we don't have a good selection of guns right now. As you can see here, Sparky 120, then you have Ramadan pistol, which is from Mastidio, Mastidio, and then you have the candy gun, which is from the event, and then it just goes down weaker and weaker if you had, actually you can't, that's Fasaz. So you got 120, you have 107, then you get to 65. This is probably beneficial for her by fire damage, but then you go down here and then it gets crappier and crappier. So not a great selection of guns, and I think her mace selection here, we'll just take a look at that real quick before ending the video as well. Mace selection again is it's not very good either. So literally you're forced into using a gun, and the best gun in game is her TM. So if you have her TM, congratulations, you probably have one of the strongest damage dealing hitters right now. Whether having 2 of her cannons and dual wielding or double handing is the better option, I don't know yet. We will find out that soon as the game progresses. We will hit back at this to see how that rolls out. Alrighty, cool. So let's look at her sprite down here. Oh, sorry, yeah, her limit burst. 5 physical damage, 4.45 multiplier with ignore defense. Wow, her limit burst is also amazing too. So yeah, pretty good character. Let's go in here, 300%. So her character looks pretty cool. So originally she's just got a little bit of clouds around her, and then over here her cannon is already a little bit on fire. Looks like it's steaming, and then more clouds. I mean, the character model is a nice design. I like her character design. I think it's a good character. I'll be pulling on her a few more times, probably trying to get her, but knowing my luck, I don't think I'm gonna get Olive. So That's kind of where I'm sitting. I'm like, do I want to keep wasting my luck or just save my lapis for something where I might benefit a lot more? All right, cool. So that is our unit review, overview, whatever you want to call it, for Olive, Shine, and Shera, or whatever the hell you want to call that goofy guy. Anyways, overall, the characters are pretty good. If you got Olive, you definitely scored. If you got Shine, amazing TM. You're definitely gonna want to get that TM whenever your priority comes up. It stacks as of right now. Same thing for Shera, the TM stacks, or as far as the TMs they go. Shera usability for new players is not that bad. Shine for a new player is actually pretty good. It's got some good abilities for medium players. Same thing, pretty good. But as you get a little bit farther, not going to be very useful. Olive, if you're a new player, is going to be amazing for you. Going to be probably your strongest hitter right now. If you have the guns. If you don't, then it's going to be somebody else, probably Shera or Shine. But yeah, if you have some good guns and you don't have the limitations on her gear, she's going to be amazing. And for pro players or whales, this character is going to be amazing for you, especially if you whale out and get her gun. If you end up getting 2 of Olive and you end up having 2 guns, you're going to be probably laughing, because I have a feeling that dual wielding those 2 guns is going to be amazing. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around. I know the video is longer, but that's how it is with these unit overviews. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments for me to try and improve this, please let me know in the comment section below. As well, I would like to propose a question to you guys and say, did you get Olive? Did you get Shine? Did you get Shera? And whichever ones you got, let me know in the comment section below how excited you are, and do they fit in your team? Do you have a particular character that one of these characters is going to take their slot because of how they perform, like Shera's cheer? Like, is he going to be a new cheer unit? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, cool. Thank you so much for sticking around. This is Vortie, and I will see you in the next video, and I'm out of here. Peace.